Welcome to the Digital Office at Home podcast, your weekly source for insights tailored for entrepreneurs, small business owners, and remote workers. Join your hosts, Gail Kendig and Marian LaSalle, as they share practical tips, success stories, and valuable resources to help you thrive in your digital workspace. Tune in every week on YouTube and your favorite podcast platforms to discover new ideas and expert advice that will transform your home office into a hub of creativity and success.
We are coming to you today to talk about working from home, especially during the holidays. And we've got some other cool tips and tools that we want to talk about. So, hi, Gail. How are you today?
Fabulous, darling. How are you? And now everybody out there, no matter where you're watching from. Hello.
Yes, remember now we are on YouTube and all your fantastic podcast apps. So I drive into Houston every Sunday, and thank goodness for podcasts and audiobooks. I have Audible, so I listen to audiobooks as well. I just think it's wonderful. I am just thrilled with modern technology and how we can do all these cool things, like
Well,
listen to
yeah,
podcasts.
absolutely. I think in the 80s, early 90s, I was going to work every day listening to Focus on the Family every morning on the way to work. And, I guess that was not really audiobook, but I was able to get it on my phone, I remember. And I had a half-hour drive. I was always on the phone listening and getting my head filled with good things. So it's amazing.
Well, I've always been business my interests are business. So my partner Becky, she loves fiction books, like Stephen King. She reads everything he puts out and
Oh,
all that.
yeah.
And and I'm just, if you ask me what I want to watch or what I want to listen to, it's about growth. It's about business. It's about
I
taking your passion and sharing it with the world. That's my interest. I love helping people, and I know you do too, Gail.
Yeah, well, that's kind of my gift, I think. I can't help it, I guess to a fault, I think. Some people maybe I can maybe read their mind saying like, lady, just be quiet because I don't really want your help anymore. No, because I get so excited with ideas and helping people that I kind of do like because they're not ready for a lot of those ideas, right? So it's like,
Right.
oh, I
I
scare them.
can tend to overwhelm people as well. Just last week, I talked to a gentleman. It was a referral, of course, and hey, don't you just love my sign? Referrals, the currency of trust. It was a
Mhm.
referral of somebody who wanted to start a store. And so this is exciting. So this gentleman has a clothing line, and he collects the money up ahead of time from the customer. Then he sends it to the clothing people or people that make the logo and the information on the shirts and the hats and all that stuff. And then they send it to him, and then he has to ship it to the customer.
Yeah.
So it's like, oh my gosh, let me tell you an easier way to do that. So we got talking about that. So what does he need? Of course, he needs a website, right? He needs a website. He needs graphics. He needs funnels. He needs all this stuff, a CRM. He's never even heard of a CRM. Okay. He doesn't even know what that is. Doesn't know what a, MailChimp or a Get Response, or he doesn't know any of that. And so blah, 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 blah. Here I go. Here I go. And finally he goes, okay, I need to take a break.
That's what I'm saying.
I'm thinking, yeah, I'm
Right.
sorry I overwhelmed you. But what I really wanted to get across to him was there are print on demand companies that will make anything that you want. They'll take any of your artwork, or if you pay a designer, they'll take that artwork, right? I'm going to call it artwork, a design, whatever. They'll take that and they'll put it on any kind of clothing. Your job, if you want to do that, is to find the right material. Okay, so every company is going to have a different, texture or a style. Like this is, I love this material. It's stretchy,
Yeah, comfortable
soft, it's comfortable. I prefer it
and
to have a V-neck,
fashionable.
but anyway, you have to pick out the company that's going to give you the quality that you're looking for, because that's where he got stuck. He thought, this company gives me good quality material. There's plenty of companies out there that you could try one piece of clothing and check out the material. So
Right.
that's what I was trying to get across, and I think I overwhelmed. I know I did. Sorry.
I know it's easy to do because you get so excited.
I know. I know. I
Because you can
know.
see the vision before they can see it, and then it's like you can see that it's a reality in your head. You know it can be in a reality, but they're like overwhelmed because they've never created that vision for themselves. They just have a thought like, I want to do this, but it's not a reality. When we see something, we know we can make it happen.
He has the heart, the soul. He has the uh, what
Vision?
a, he has a vision of sharing that heart and soul. He doesn't
Huh?
have the business vision. So that's where I would like to talk a little bit about coaches and
Huh?
how sometimes they can be great and sometimes they could be steering you in the wrong direction. So
Right.
unfortunately, he didn't even know about print on demand. So who's helping him? I
Oh, yeah.
don't know. But you don't want to, put anybody down or, that kind of stuff.
No,
So,
no, but there's the right people for the right people, and we know people. That's
yeah,
what helps in the community. We have a community.
yeah. So before we start talking about the holidays and how that affects people working from home, I just want to talk about something that Gail and I discussed before we went on today, and that is try to find somebody who's going to help you with a big picture instead of steering you into one direction, like what happened to this gentleman. Instead of doing that and just listening to this one person and they steer you in a direction, see maybe somebody like Gail or myself who can see the bigger picture and show you what your options are. So Gail, I know when you work with a client, you give them the options, and I know you do. Tell me some of the options that you share.
Well, first of all, the bottom line is you have to find out what somebody's purpose is, what they really want in life, what their desire is, their major definite purpose, we call it sometimes in our family, our community. And once you find that out, then you have at least the end goal, right? So what channels, there's so many things that you can do. It does just depends on really are you a singer? Are you a baker? Are you a coach? Are you a content creator? But it could be a million things. And each road has a different journey, but the basic foundational tools are a necessity for an online business if you're trying to get out of your day job or working for someone else or building someone else's dream and you're really getting aggravated with your life. Like, why am I here? Why am I doing this? I don't want to go to work tomorrow morning, or I don't want to, I don't want to be here. There's all those little things that you have to listen to. And then, it's just really having a conversation and drawing that conversation out of somebody and then helping them create that roadmap, the destination from, it's like being a GPS for someone. Where are you now and where do you want to be? And how can we help you get there? And we will hold your
Yes.
hand in that process. So it really takes a lot of
Thank
stress
you.
off.
Yes. Yes, I agree. Well, one of the things that I do now when I'm talking to a client is, especially if they're building this from scratch or from, day one, is this something you want to sell or is this something you want to put your name on and you want to keep it and hand it down to your kids or something like that? Because that's really important. The
Right.
business that I'm building right now, it's a brand new one. I'm building it so that someday I can sell it. So I'm not putting my name on it anywhere. Like literally, yes, you're going to see me because, I'm just blah, 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 blah. You'll see me. But if I go to sell it, somebody else could take over. So that's the first thing I'm asking somebody. Is this a legacy thing or do you
Yeah.
want to build it to sell it?
Hmm.
Think
Yeah.
about that. That's
I'm
important.
already thinking about that.
Right? Well, you can't sell
Yeah.
yours because you're Gail Kendig.
Yeah, I know.
But you could start something new and not put your name on it, but you're a coach, so that's a totally different thing. Coaches are different. That is one person. Yeah, I mean, think about that.
Yeah, but it could be a mission that you have,
Yes,
a legacy that you can leave that someone else can take over. So if mine is how to transform your mind, it can't be just from me. It could be for anybody, and it just could be a title with information for somebody. It's like a helpful way of getting people to think differently and, tools. So that could be sold. I mean, you could sell anything. You sell ideas. Could be, you sell ideas. Ideas are sellable.
that's right. So when you're thinking about either growing or starting a new business, there's certain tools that you need. Now, I was listening to a podcast yesterday, and I listen every week to the same guys at the same podcast. And yesterday he had on, I'm not going to name any names because, that would be ridiculous because I'm not really saying anything good about it. Because he had a co-host on, and they were talking about all the tools that they use for their business. They named off 25 tools that are monthly recurring outlay of money. Okay, 25 that they use
Wow.
consistently, that
That's
every one of
crazy.
them. I know, right, Gail? Tell them how crazy that
It's so
is.
not necessary. What are they doing different? Like, what would they need those for?
Well, one of them was Calendly. So I thought to myself, yeah, Gail and I know all
Included.
about that. Our community, it's included. We have a
Included.
CRM and
Included.
we don't need a Calendly. It's all built in. We have a
Yeah.
quiz maker. They were paying extra. They were paying like $39 a month for a quiz maker. Ours is included.
Yeah.
Okay. And
Yeah.
it bothered me. See, now if that's the kind of coach that you get that tells you
Right.
you have to buy all these different programs in
Yep.
order to run your business, you're going to be outlaying all this money.
It's unfortunate because some people that have a savings, for their seat when they after 55 or 65 or whatever, and they're building their savings, when they have a lot of money like that, they think, and they get a salesperson says it's only $10,000 for a coaching program or, 25K or something. And they're like, well, I got that in the bank, I'll be good. And my life will be different after this. I'm gonna go forward. And it's just like so baffles me because they don't know any different and they're just throw that out the window and they'll tell us all the time. Tell us like we go like you spent what? Like what?
Yes, we
Because they
hear it all
don't
the time, don't
know.
we? Yes,
We hear it all the time. They don't know what they don't know. I
right.
just rescued somebody recently from spending $14,000 on a program because it wasn't in alignment with that person. I could say that person's going to fail. It's not going to work. It's not in alignment with that person. I knew it was a bad thing. It says, I'm just encouraging you not to spend the $14,000 out of your savings. I'm just saying, and she didn't do it and maybe mad at me, but I think in her heart, she knew that this wasn't the thing for her. It wasn't going to make her life change and she was going to be able to build a business around it. It's like it just wasn't going to happen. So,
Yeah. Well, I do have a couple more things I want to talk about with that, but I'd like to go back to what we originally wanted to talk about today, and that is working from home when the holidays are coming or they're here, they're upon us, because that is a big deal. When you work
yeah.
from home, it's a huge deal. So, what are your thoughts on working from home when Thanksgiving's this week?
Well, I've been getting up early every day lately, the last few weeks, about a month or so. I'm getting into the habit of getting up at 4:30. So I get up and I do all my stuff. And then I have the rest of the day with my husband to do errands because I am retired. So we're spending a little bit more time together. And Thanksgiving,
Retired from corporate, by the way.
retired. Yeah, I love working. I've always loved working. I would never not work until I'm, down, laying in the in the ground. I'll be working because I love it. I do love working. But yeah, I mean, sometimes lunch or dinner's not until 2, 1 or 2 or something like that. So you still have the whole morning. So, but I love getting up early. I remember like Mary Kay Ash from the Mary Kay Company. She taught when I was doing that. She got up at 5 o'clock, cleaned her house, has 3 kids, did everything before they got up, vacuumed everything, did everything, and I thought, and I know soldiers talk about that. There's a book about that, about how to make your bed. If you make your bed first, you have a more productive day. There's like a psychological thing about that. So I'm just trying to be more productive earlier in the day, and then I have the rest of the day free. And so I guess I'll have Thanksgiving meal somewhere.
There you go. Well, everybody's different, okay? You may be
Right.
flying out to go to family, they may be coming in and you have to handle, or a combination of that. There's a family that all lives in the same town, which is very unusual nowadays. Most people are spread out all over the
Yeah.
place. But when you work from home and the holidays are coming, I would recommend that you try to keep your schedule as light as possible, unless that's what keeps you sane. So Gail and I, we are in a mastermind, and I said we're not going to have our mastermind at all this week. It's the whole week's off because who knows what's going on and blah blah blah. And I got some groans. I'm like, ah. And I thought I can meet on Monday because we meet twice, Monday and Thursday. I said, we'll take Thursday off, but yeah, I'll meet on Monday because let's face it, not everybody has a lot of stuff going on. And it may be the one thing that keeps everybody from, no. I mean, if my sister was coming in from out of town, I
Oh,
don't know what
forget
I would
it.
do. I don't know what I
Yeah.
would do. I would want my mastermind with me. So that's another thing that I want to talk about. I know I got always so much to talk about. I learned something last week with my mastermind, not from, but with my mastermind that I didn't know. And Gail's like, what do you mean you didn't know that? I am online 7 days a week, 10 hours a day. I
It's too
teach,
funny.
I learn, I do. I mean, what? You didn't
Learn
know
to
that,
teach.
Marian? Gail's like, huh? Yeah, I learned that my PC could take Bluetooth. I didn't know.
It's so funny to me. You're just like you're a genius.
Well, you
It's,
weren't there, so you didn't tell us, right?
love it. I
And
love it.
and and no one else in the mastermind knew it either. We had to have James, who is very technical, used to run an IT company. We had to have James go out and research how to
Oh,
turn my PC into
stop.
a thing where I can
You
I
mean
can
I knew something that you guys didn't know? What?
I had no
I wish
idea.
I was there.
I thought it was
Wow.
just my phone and my iPad and that type of stuff that could do Bluetooth. I didn't know that my PC could. Why?
Last
I have
week,
been I have been strangled by this thing.
yeah, yeah, yeah. No,
I
but
used to have to plug
I
that
I
in.
lost I lost my internet last week for whatever storms, wind or whatever. And I was just so frantic because I'm watching this series on Netflix and then I'm like, oh, it's just like terrible. Like I just wanted to relax. And I'm like, wait a minute. I bet I could get that on my computer. And that's all I did. I put my Bluetooth in, got Netflix on my computer. Ta-da! I had everything on my lap. My favorite show on my lap. Yeah, and then if I want to do dishes or something, I put my computer someplace and I'm doing dishes and I'm listening. Yeah, 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 girlfriend.
Oh no. Oh my gosh. So I'm going to put up on the screen a little how-to for those people that
Are in the
didn't
dark.
know as well. There you
Yeah,
go.
just coming out of the cave.
Can you believe it? Oh,
Hey, Becky.
hey, Becky, you showed up for just a minute. Put
Little
your hand in
cameo
there.
it was a cameo appearance. We call it a cameo appearance. Is her
There
hand.
you go. Isn't that great? Oh boy. Uh-huh.
Well, this is a
Uh,
great call. How much time do we have? I don't
I
know.
Yeah, I think we're just about over. We usually go about 30 minutes, give or take a few. Even last week we thought we went over like 10 minutes and it was 28 minutes. So I think
Oh,
we're
good.
good.
Good. Oh,
Yeah, I
good.
think we're good. Is there anything else that you want to talk about with the holidays coming up, or
Well, no, we just want everybody to have a wonderful holiday if they're watching today or sometime this week. And we're here for
enjoy your
you if you
family?
guys want to talk about any ideas, dreams, visions you do have, and maybe start, springboard you into your future of, breaking out of your day-to-day routine. And honestly, especially if you are working for a company. you happen to be, with us late at night, going through YouTube, going through work from home videos, you know, there's a lot out there. You will not find anything with our community, with the price, with the help that we have,
Yes,
the entire community of like-minded people, some
that's
much
right.
smarter than us and some just beginning. But we are here for you, and basically, I'm very, very thankful. I've been here for 3 years almost. I think we came in about the same time. I'm not sure.
Yeah, it'll be 3 years in January
Yeah, I
for
think mine
me.
was February. So
Mhm.
yeah,
Yeah,
so it's a fabulous place, and we would just love to hear from you and help you because that's why we exist to help you.
yeah. And one thing I saw a video you did on YouTube the other day on your other channel, and I saw that you really focused on giving. So the community, what
Oh
that we
yeah,
belong to, every single sale goes to a portion of it goes to Feed My Starving Children, whether it's the owner or someone just starting out today, a portion of that sale goes to Feed My Starving Children. And
yeah.
every year they go to a place where they pack the food and put the labels on it and ship it. Well, they don't ship it, but you know what I mean. They help get this food out to the world, not just the United States, but out to the world.
Yeah, and
So
this last time together as a community, they did pack I didn't go, but I know where my money's going. They told us that the food that we prepared that day was actually going to, I think it was El Salvador and Honduras. I think they had two different places that the food was actually, so we know that it's going to these certain places, but it's all over, any impoverished area. And this company's been around for a long time, very trustworthy. It's just, honestly, it just breaks your heart that these kids are starving all over the world. But to know that you're not just being selfish saying, I want to make money with my purpose. I want to make this, I'm going to do this. It actually combines it. The strength behind your purpose is so much stronger when you know you're feeding other children. If I'm going to be lazy, there's some child that I'm not helping eat today. So I better get my act together and get making and producing so I can help other people. So it's a whole different ball game. Your mindset is it's just so much more wonderful and have a purpose in life. So
yes. All right, everybody, have a nice Thanksgiving. We'll see you next week. Stay out of trouble now.